before I pump your guts full of lead.
Alright, so in this video on the Daily Push, I'm back with Muffler McGee and we're going to be doing another mic'd up trick practicing, trick perfecting session. So usually on this channel, I put up a load of performance and health hacks that are going to improve how you skate and how you feel when you skate. But occasionally as well, I do these kind of mic'd up videos where I'm just working on a different trick or like perfecting a different trick, just to kind of give some insight into how I think around learning different tricks or trying different tricks. I feel like I think pretty deep about how I learn tricks and like what I'm doing whilst I'm learning that trick. So I thought by sharing it, maybe it would help you figure out maybe this trick or maybe another trick, because at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff that we figure out for one trick then carries over to other tricks as well. So let's get it. Okay, so first off, maybe I'll explain just like the few things that I do know already about switch frontside flips. So I used to have this trick much better back in the day, but for some reason I just lost it. So now I'm trying to relearn it. I've been working on this trick for probably like 3 weeks now, like trying to get a little bit in each session. So the first thing is that you really have to kind of delay the flick just a little bit, because if you flick too early, what it does is like the classic donkey kick where you try and pop it, but then because you flick too hard, it doesn't let the board rise up enough and you end up just like donkey kicking it down. And when you do that, that's like the kind of bails where it just like flies away from you, or it just doesn't rotate, or just you get tangled, you know? So yeah, getting just a slight delay on the flick is something that really helps me. I guess it depends on whether or not you have that like donkey kick problem. If you're a donkey kicker, just try and flick it just a little bit later. So the other thing that I found really helps, which is kind of connected to the donkey kick problem, and it's just making sure that you get like a proper pop. I know maybe that seems obvious, but I find for me personally that a lot of the times when I mess up this trick is because I'm not popping it hard enough. So I really try and focus on just like getting a good pop, because then combining like the harder pop with the delayed flick is obviously going to get you more pop, because if you do a little pop and you kick down harder, that's your max height. But then if you pop it hard and then you flick it later, mate, you're coming way up here. This is high, this is high. This is, we're getting into dangerous heights right now. So those are two things I think are essential for this trick. All right, so yeah, with these ones, I'm gonna be focusing on all of those things. So the pop and the delayed flicker. I'm gonna be set up pretty much like this. So the back foot is gonna be pretty much in the middle of the tail, maybe even a little bit to the outside, and the front foot is gonna be there kind of in the about halfway across the board. So if I get it more over here, which is how I do for my kick flips, or actually maybe even more like over there for my kick flips, the more I am that way, the more chance there is of my foot getting stuck in the nose. So like bringing it over here, then it's like, oh yeah, I can easily send it past and we can be home for Christmas. Yeah, that's the foot placement, 100%. 100%. This one's gonna be beautiful, you ready? Okay, so there's definitely another thing that commonly happens with switch frontside flips, and that is that you don't get round far enough. So you kind of go like maybe 120 degrees and then you just get locked. And I find that helps with that is just getting a bit of an arm swing going beforehand. Like with all 180 tricks, if you get that arm swing, not only does it make it easier for you to get round, but also like it helps you create tension through your body, which helps you then get more pop. I actually figured that out from watching Luan one day doing backside flips. I guess I said that in the backside flip video. Just repeating myself. Should have just copied and pasted from that video. The pop is actually also essential for helping the board rotate, because if you're already winding up by the time you go to pop, your foot's also going to be pushing the board round as well, because your whole body's connected head to the toes. And that's why I was saying as well about like twisting to build tension, because you create tension and then when you release it, you explode and you end up pushing the board forwards. Killing the game over there. You know what? We might have just figured out a new technique, boys and girls. Let me just verify it. So what I was actually going to say before was that when you do this trick, what's useful is to actually lean back a little bit. But what I figured out just then actually was that if I try and almost squat down like a little bit more ass back with the squat, it actually has the similar effect and also like allows me to be more stable, as opposed to like literally trying to put myself off balance almost to lean back. I can just create that sensation of leaning back, or the same tension on the board that leaning back would have by like shifting my body weight back in a more like stable squat position, as opposed to like chest over more, and it shifts the weight more to the back of the board as to the front of the board. It probably doesn't look any different on camera, but I don't know, it feels different. These ones I'm going to be focused on keeping the ass back as if I'm some kind of like baboon trying to mate. Isn't that what they do? Then they like stick their asses out to attract people. Counts. I've always actually wanted to make a video part of just 1 foot lands. I always thought that would be quite funny. No. Just totally snaked me, that guy. Fucking hell. Oh, sorry, when you squat back, it as well feels like the board stays more out in front of you, because if I'm leaning forwards and I'm trying to like flick that way, there's much more chance of the foot getting tangled in the board, as opposed to if I'm like sitting back and then when I flick, it almost lets the board flick out in front of me more. You know what I mean? Does anyone understand what I mean? Or am I just chatting shit? Let me know in the comments. Does any of this actually help or not? Alright, so that's it for this video on the daily push. Make sure you subscribe for more videos like this one and all the other kind of content that I put up on this channel, usually related to kind of health and performance style hacks that are going to improve how you skate and how you feel when you skate. And let us know down in the comments as well if any of these tips that I went over for switch frontside flips have helped you personally, or if they've helped you figure out like a different trick. So there we go, that's it for this one. Boom.